This, of course, all played out in question time today, so Parliament is sitting in Canberra this week. Opposition leader Peter Dutton questioned whether the Prime Minister was still fit to lead, and he tried to censure Albanese for dividing the nation. He pointed out the $450 million cost in putting this referendum on. Let's have a look at those comments.
Australians are questioning the competence of this Prime Minister, knowing he's clearly not across the detail of decisions which he's making, which adversely affect the lives of Australians. Economic decisions have resulted in prices going up and up. Energy policy is a disaster, with power prices going up and up. The $450 million referendum was against advice and resulted in our country being divided. Will the Prime Minister apologise to the Australian people?
Geoff, I also want to have a look at some comments that both Albanese and Dutton made on Israel today, and I'm going to come back to Israel a bit later in the program. I've got a lot to say about it. But the Prime Minister gave a speech in the House this morning where he pushed for a solution to the Middle East conflict. Have a look.
We believe all people have the right to live in peace within secure borders. The people of Israel have that right. The people of Palestine have that right. And the best path to that reality is a negotiated two-state solution within internationally recognised borders. One of the many tragic consequences of Hamas's abhorrent attack is that it has pushed that two-state solution further out of reach.
Mothers and fathers riddled with bullets, jihadists cheering over the dead bodies of Israeli soldiers, babies being beheaded. Let us be under no misapprehension about Hamas's intent from this point. It has no desire for a peaceful two-state solution. Its actions were just designed to derail the peace process.
Look, Geoff, Albanese doesn't come to this position naturally. He spent his entire career as a pro-Palestinian advocate, not in Israel's corner. That was a much stronger speech, really, that we saw from Peter Dutton today.
Look, I've been told that, and these are always the two core issues as Labor tries to get back in the game post-Voice. It's around the economy and it's around national security. I thought Anthony Albanese's words today were much stronger than what we saw early last week, and he was obviously out on the Voice campaign trail. So it's no surprise you see Anthony Albanese, Tony Burke, Ed Husick and some of those other Western Sydney MPs who really, we were trying to get some really strong, emphatic quotes last week in relation to what had happened in Israel, and it took until today to actually see them put some more meat on the bones. But for Peter Dutton, this national security space is a comfortable space for him. He knows it inside out. So, Sharri, we've got up to 4 trips over the next month that the Prime Minister will be going to, 2 trips in the US, 1 in Cook Islands, and obviously the trip to Beijing. We've got a lot going on around the world. So I think Anthony Albanese will really have to juggle that strength on national security while also, again, telling households in Australia and business owners that he's got their back and that Labor are back on the job.